Today, I want to find out which Call of Duty game has the best multiplayer in 2026. In order to find this out, I'm going to play a match on every Call of Duty, and then as we go, I'll rank each one on a tier list so we can ultimately decide which COD multiplayer is the best right now. Unfortunately, every Call of Duty game that came out before Modern Warfare 2019 is more or less unplayable these days. This is due to a combination of not having crossplay, so the already small player base is split 3 ways, people cheating without consequence, and literal security risks where your PC can be hijacked. No, wait. So I think it's fair that we start off by saying everything pre-Modern Warfare 2019 is going straight into the unplayable tier. Yes, you can technically find lobbies in some of these games, and yes, I did do the entire Black Ops 3 Dark Matter camo grind just last year, but realistically, and it does pain me to say this, I cannot recommend these games purely based on their multiplayer in 2026. So let's get started with our first actually playable Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2019. This is the game that completely reset Call of Duty multiplayer. Modern Warfare 2019 introduced a brand new engine with some of the best gunplay, weapon visuals, and sound design the series has ever seen. But it also brought some controversial design choices. Super fast time to kill, loud footsteps, large maps packed with safe spaces for Claymore lovers, firing unsuppressed weapons no longer revealed you on the minimap unless the enemy had a UAV, and of course we can't forget the doors. Fuck the doors. People either loved or hated this game, so let me know which side you were on in the comments below, and in the meantime, let's see how this game is feeling in 2026. Right, so I was just about to make a build for the Kilo 141. I was just looking at the attachments, and then I remembered just how complicated the gunsmith system is in this game. Like, I'm pretty sure most of the time when I try and build a weapon in this game, it probably comes out worse than if I had no attachments on it at all. So I'm not going to bother with this. I'm just going to use a class that I've already got set up. So we'll use this MP7 Desert Eagle class that's probably going to be fine. And let's jump into game and try and get some kills. Ooh, okay, a bit of Atlas Superstore, Team Deathmatch, and that reminds me, I'm probably just going to search for Team Deathmatch matches in this video just to keep things consistent. And it's the most likely mode that you're actually going to be able to find players in, especially on some of these older games. Like, I'm worried about how many people are playing Vanguard and whether I'll actually be able to find any games there. So yeah, Team Deathmatch will be the best option for that. But Modern Warfare 2019, I mean, it just feels iconic. Like, you immediately jump in. You kind of remember how everything was from back in the day, back during COVID when we were grinding this game out. And if you didn't play this game at all, I mean, this game was very divisive. People either loved it or hated it. And I mean, I understand why. It's obviously like a much slower paced Call of Duty compared to a lot of the more modern stuff we've been having. And oh, we're dead there, damn it. But ultimately, I don't know, the gunplay just feels so good. It's such a satisfying game to play that I think it's worth some of the flaws that were maybe wrong with this game, let's just say. To be fair, the mastery camo on this game wasn't the best compared to like nowadays standards. So I mean, let's just have a look at Damascus here. I mean, oh, look at that. It's not the most crazy camo like compared to some of the more modern ones, but it's clean. It's a long old grind. It's very satisfying to actually complete. And we're not here to talk about camo grinds though. Well, I mean, I guess that is part of why you would maybe play this game in 2026. But the multiplayer itself, like the core mechanics of this game, the movement, you've got pretty good movement in this game, to be fair. Like, without it being crazy sliding omni movement, like some of the Call of Duties will be touching on later on, it's decent. You know, you can bunny hop, you can jump around, you can hit some corners with some good momentum. This was a very, like, momentum-based movement game. You can slide cancel, you kind of have all of the stuff that basically was more or less bought into Call of Duty with this game. And I'm not going to lie, I think the movement in Modern Warfare 2019 is a great balance between ultra sweaty movement, like we have now in Black Ops 7, and more refined stuff like we'll be seeing in a couple of games' time. And if you know which Call of Duty I'm talking about, you know. So yeah, the movement to me is actually just that perfect sweet spot of there's enough there to create a bit of a skill gap, but not too much that it just feels silly. And yeah, just look at that time to kill. It's actually insane. And apparently I'm running stop and power, which is going to make the time to kill even faster. Are you ready for this? We're going to find someone. We're going to absolutely melt them. Normally when I load stop and power, I immediately die. Okay, he was injured, to be fair. It's not normally a one-bullet kill with stop and power. But look at that. Easy double kill. Get that stim on. This guy is camping in here. He's immediately dead. Didn't even need to reload there, but we have anyway. Guy up there. See you later. Thank you, UAV. Man, just getting a quad feed right there. This game is so satisfying. Look at that aim. Man, I'm feeling good about myself right now. Call of Duty is so fun when you're absolutely destroying a lobby like that. Imagine if I hit that headshot. Damn, that was good. Now, it pretty clearly doesn't seem like there's any in this lobby, but I do want to talk about this. There are a lot of cheaters in this game. Like I said, I camo grinded on this game for about 2 or 3 months this year, and there are a lot of cheaters. Not as many as some of the YouTube videos might make you think, but hackers do exist. And you know what? We played the game. It's fun. let's get that tier list up on screen. Honestly, I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, if there weren't any hackers, if there were more players playing and you had more like options for game modes, I think this game would legitimately be an S tier Call of Duty still. However, there are a lot of hackers. The game is not supported by the devs. You can't play that many modes, and that makes it kind of miserable. So I'm going to put Modern Warfare 2019 into the C tier, unfortunately. Also, I'm pretty sure this game started the weird lack of prestige system where it was just a basically infinite leveling grind. I did not enjoy that at all. Cannot believe they got rid of classic prestige for whatever this system was supposed to be. Another reason for it to be C tier, to be honest. But anyway, let's move on. Next up, we have got Black Ops Cold War. This game felt like a direct response to Modern Warfare. It dialed things back to a classic Treyarch Call of Duty feel, bright arcadey visuals, faster movement, longer time to kill, and simpler 3-lane maps. All of this made gunfights more skill-based and consistent, but there were definitely some issues. Compared to MW 2019, the game felt less polished, with the animation, sound, and overall weapon feel being a noticeable downgrade compared to Modern Warfare 2019. To be fair, the latter stages of the development of this game did take place during peak COVID, so some of the missing polish is actually excusable. Regardless, this was the return of traditional Call of Duty for a lot of people, and honestly, despite this game's age, it still manages to surprise me every time I play it. Again, I was just looking at which class to use for this next match. It's probably going to be the MP5, but I saw the wildcard system in this game is insane. Look at that. Wildcards perk read, you get 6 perks from it. It's not just one extra perk, it's one extra perk in every single category. What were they thinking? That's insane. But yeah, this is the class setup that I'm going to be using on the MP5. I doubt anyone cares, so I don't know why I'm showing this, but here we are. Let's get into game and get some kills. Also, the prestige system on this game was the same as Modern Warfare 2019, so non-existent, just that big number that you chased that didn't unlock really anything for you whatsoever. If you couldn't tell already, I don't like this prestiging system. Ooh, we had map voting in this game as well. I actually don't even remember that existing, I'm not going to lie. Armada Strike was one of the original maps in this, and the Pines, I don't remember that at all. I feel as though Armada is probably a better team deathmatch map, so I'm going to click on that one. Let's get into it. Oh yeah, that load screen has just hit me with so much nostalgia. I vaguely remembered how this map felt, but then seeing that, I know exactly how this map felt. What a game this was. And for anyone that doesn't know the Musmi lore, this is essentially where my channel started. This is the first mastery camo grind I ever did. So many good memories from this, but I will not let that potentially bring some bias into my rating for this game. Don't you worry. But let's just quickly give that dark matter a, can I inspect it, please? Oh my God, what is this? Give that dark matter a quick inspect. Oh, that does look good, doesn't it? That is a sexy looking dark matter ultra. So the sliding feels way faster in this game, and then it immediately made me jump there. This guy should have won that fight all day long. I was literally 1 HP, but we'll take it. And yeah, the time to kill is much longer in this game as well. Compared to Modern Warfare 2019, it takes probably 4 or 5 bullets on average to kill in this, whereas yeah, MW 2019 was 2 or 3 depending on the gun. Oh my, I felt like I was flying then. What happened there? This definitely feels like a much faster paced Call of Duty though. It feels maybe a bit more balanced than Modern Warfare 2019. The maps definitely feel a bit smaller already. Obviously, we only played 1 game of Modern Warfare 2019, but some of those maps were very large. I thought I'd survive that. I don't know why. Whereas, yeah, this map was definitely the classic 3-lane kind of normal pacing Call of Duty. Sped it up a little bit, made it a bit more predictable. And yeah, I don't know. It's just a pretty solid entry into the Call of Duty series, and I should be winning that fight every single time. You're a new person. Okay, cool. Oh, okay. Spawn and die. Cool. Spawn, die, spawn, die. I'm hoping as a mini side quest that we can win every single match that I play today. Maybe that's a bit ambitious, but you never know. We can try our best. Oh, I remember getting long shots like here in hardcore. Oh man, the memories of this game. Yeah, the movement feels pretty solid. Again, definitely faster than MW 2019, but not like as cracked. I don't know if you can bunny hop in this game. Yeah, it doesn't seem like you can bunny hop like you could in Modern Warfare, which I don't know why they got rid of that. I think bunny hopping's a pretty fair like movement mechanic to do. It requires timing, it requires a bit of skill. So I think it's fair that you get rewarded with a little bit of an advantage in a fight. But who am I to say? Oh yeah, calling in my score streaks. That has also reminded me that in this game, your score streaks do not reset when you die. So obviously, most Call of Duty games, or a lot of Call of Duty games, have kill streaks as a starting point. When you get kills, you get towards your streaks. If you die, you lose them. Whereas this game is score streaks. So anything you do that gives you score counts towards your streak. However, on top of that, in this game, dying doesn't reset your score streak. Instead, oh my, how am I almost alive there? Instead, going on a kill streak on this game gives you like a multiplier for your score. So that will help you build towards your score streaks. But other than that, nothing will reset your streaks. So you're almost like guaranteed to cycle through every single streak that you're running in a match, as long as you do like fairly well. But at least for the higher end stuff. Oh, please don't kill me, whatever that gas was. So it was pretty insane. Like, you could pretty much guarantee you would be getting a harp in every single match as long as you don't have an absolute shocker like I am right now. Lovely kill still there. We'd take that all day long. But it just led to an absolute spam fiesta of streaks. There would be attack helicopters pretty much permanently on the map. There would be, yeah, harps being called in for basically no reason. You could be dominating an enemy team and they would still get a harp somehow. It was a very, let's just say, casual-friendly approach to doing streaks. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just, yeah, it felt a little bit too easy to get some of the things that shouldn't have felt so easy to acquire, let's just say. This guy with his dual-wield pistols, get me out of there. And you know what? Overall, I'm having a fun time playing this right now. Absolutely yeeted that grenade and almost got a kill. But this game just feels good. It really does feel like that classic Call of Duty, just kind of arcadey and fun, not overly serious, but at the same time, not too like cartoony or anything. So I'm actually really liking what I'm seeing right now. And the fact that we could find a game is always a good start for whether you want to be playing this in 2026 or not. Not sure there's really enough players to find any like, oh, of course we get stuck. Of course we get stuck. Why wouldn't we? I get stuck in basically every single video I make. This one is no exception, apparently. But yeah, I'm not sure you could really find some of the more niche game modes like Control. You probably would struggle to find hard points and maybe even dominations and kill confirms on this. Team Deathmatch is definitely the main thing you'll be playing if you do want to play this regularly in 2026. But that's okay. You know, if you're just looking to hop on this game for a few hours every day, or maybe not even every day, a few hours here and there, that is not a pistol. There is probably enough enjoyment for you to have from just playing Team Deathmatch and having a chill time. See you later. Go on, peek it. You know you want to. All day long. Uh-oh. Thank you. Aim assist took the wheel there. I basically did nothing. Definitely one of the stronger aim assist Call of Duties, not gonna lie. Anyone trying to do their launcher camo grinds in 2026, there's a sentry turret for you. I doubt it'll still be there by the time you watch this video. But you never know. Oh, you can't be losing that, sir. Look at how many trophies they've got protecting this sentry as well. They do not want that to die. Oh, that was almost so clean. That would have pretty much won the game as well. Damn it. Just couldn't be done. I'm not that guy, I'm afraid.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Well, we take the win. Time for the tier list. Bring it up on screen. Honestly, I had a great time playing this game. There's enough people to find at least one match, which is great. The queue time wasn't even that long as well. It's just fun to play. So I'm going to put Cold War into B tier. I see not that many problems with this thing. I don't think there's even that many cheaters in this game. So yeah, B seems very fair to me. Moving on to Call of Duty Vanguard. Oh boy. This game tried to build on Modern Warfare 2019's mechanics, but struggled to stand out. Its biggest feature, and this is saying a lot, was combat pacing. This essentially let players choose match intensity from traditional team sizes in tactical to the chaos of blitz modes. The camo grind was unquestionably the most brutal and longest one of all time, with poorly thought out challenges that required you to use certain attachments, which were often locked behind later levels on the gun, meaning you couldn't even make progress on them. And I know this all too well, because I tried unlocking a gold camo in Vanguard just a couple of weeks ago, and it didn't end well. Maybe go check out that video, which will be linked in the top right of your screen right now, you know, if you want to go watch some pain for me. But anyway, on top of this, there were destructible environments, which were an interesting addition to a COD game. Ultimately, I think they were too easy to abuse. You could, like, make little peek holes through them, and the enemies would have no chance of shooting back. For many reasons, Vanguard has often been described as one of the most hated Call of Duties of all time. Is that fair, though? Let's see. Oh my god, just look at this mess of a class setup. Why can you have 10 attachments by default on this game? It's so ridiculous. This is just, there's so much going on. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually kind of like some of these things. I think the proficiencies were quite cool, but there's just too much on this. And I'm going to randomly use this class. I don't know if it's any good or not. We'll assume it is. And let's start searching for our game of Team Deathmatch. By the way, can I just avert your eyes to the top right corner again? No, not the clan tag that can't be changed because they removed clans in this game a couple of months ago or something. What I wanted you to look at was my rank. Again, this is not real classic prestiging. It is just that weird slop that Modern Warfare 2019 introduced, where it's just a number that goes up. No meaningful account resets or anything that, you know, might be in danger of letting you have a good time whilst progressing. Nope, just big number gets bigger. To be fair, that search time was actually pretty quick. I recently did a Vanguard gold camo, and most of the matches in that video took me over 5 minutes to find. So I feel like this game is showing off to try and maybe get some people to play it or something. I don't know, but you're dead. So we'll see how this goes. It does feel a bit like Modern Warfare 2019 and Cold War combined. It's got like the visuals of Cold War in a way. Like it's a bit more colorful, a bit more kind of cartoony-ish. I mean, that's probably partly because of this camo. It just looks absolutely ridiculous. The old atomic fruit roll-up camo. This guy with his dual-wield shotguns and then his fully automatic pistol, he's already getting on my nerves, and we're 2 seconds into this game. I'm bad, apparently. Okay, leave me alone. This map's kind of boring, not gonna lie. I've just kind of run down that way and not seen many people. Struggling to find fights right now. Again, we've got a field mic. Apparently, I loved these in Cold War and in this game. They are strong, so I guess why wouldn't I? Very slow-paced game right now, and instantly pre-fired through that door. All right, fair play, good shots. Can we find any destructible terrain? Actually, that'd be interesting to look at. So yeah, like here, I'm pretty sure this is destructible. Yeah, so you can just make a little peek hole like this. I think you can make even smaller ones. Yeah, so like this, obviously, this isn't useful right here. But if this was in a useful position, then peeking through this, any enemies that come this way would have absolutely no chance. I say as an enemy comes that way, and I can't even really shoot him. But yeah, you get the point. Cheeky double kill. Ah, someone's had a shocker with their care package up there. How embarrassing. Again, basically did a full lap of the map. Didn't find anyone to kill. That was one of the downsides of tactical in this game. I feel like they made some maps kind of a weird halfway house between a big map designed for 12v12 size teams, and then like also it's just a little bit too big for 6v6. I definitely don't remember any of the maps in this game being particularly good. Whatever this class setup is, it doesn't feel that good. You live and learn, though. You live and learn. The main thing we're going to learn is probably never to play this game again. Oh, damn it. The time to kill on this game is also very fast. You do die seemingly instantly a lot of the time. So I definitely inherited that from Modern Warfare 2019, which isn't necessarily the worst thing. It just leads to sometimes frustrating deaths when it feels like there's just absolutely nothing you could have done. But again, probably a skill issue. And I'm absolutely okay with accepting that. And we die to a glide bomb. Of course we do. Oh, that is an enemy lying down there. I had no idea. Beamed. Okay, thanks for the long shot headshot. Don't need them, so got atomic, but thank you anyway. What? Okay, that's the time to kill we're talking about there. Absolutely disgusting. The Whitley, whatever this LMG was. Too good. Clearly too good. Enemy recon on flyby. Hearing the announcer say enemy recon there, it just reminds me of how rough the camo grind was to start, like when this game was released. It was completely bugged. You just couldn't make launcher camo progress destroying UAVs, at least on one of the launchers, because I think the UAVs flew too high in the sky for it to actually reach or something stupid. But that's a loss, unfortunately. It is what it is. Well, let's get the tier list up on screen. And now, whilst I actually had an okay time doing that right there, there are hardly any players playing this game. The camo grind is just an abomination of all the camo grinds that they've ever released. So I'm going to put Vanguard in terms of recommendations for what to play in 2026. It's going C tier. It's fun for about 10 minutes, and then it's not that fun. So let's move on. Modern Warfare 2 is a game that doubled down on realism, but not everyone liked that direction. The game slowed movement significantly, removing slide cancelling entirely and bunny hopping. It introduced a new perk system that unlocked over time, which might be one of the weirdest decisions they've ever made. The gunplay and visuals were back to the Modern Warfare 2019 standard, but loud footsteps and fast time to kill once again favoured passive gameplay. Was this game better or worse than Vanguard though? I think the game's crashed, so we're not off to a good start. Who remembers this menu system? It is just the weirdest thing in the world. It's so slow and clunky with the whole COD HQ stuff. Did not enjoy. Oh my god, who remembers weapon tuning in this game? This like subsection of your class building stuff where you can adjust these things. So like you've got sliders for your damage range and recoil smoothness depending on what the attachment is. You've got a slider at the bottom as well. Kind of a cool idea, but just way too complicated for Call of Duty and pointless. I feel like you either didn't touch this or you just maxed out one of each stat and then went from there. Like, you would never put your slider somewhere here. You just wouldn't do that. What's the point? Still no real prestiging, by the way. Didn't take too long to find this game. Less than a minute, I'd say, which is pretty good for a game of this age. And let's see what we're up against. So we're into a game that is in progress, absolutely destroyed. 5 to 18 already. I don't know how that's possible. Apparently, I don't think I got max camo on this gun, so I guess I was working on this as the last thing I was doing on this game before I stopped playing. But let's go. Oh, I just immediately tried to slide cancel and just slid into the oblivion there. Couldn't do anything. And now I'm sliding at that corner. Oh my god, yeah. People describe this game as like it feels as though you are walking through mud with your character. And I kind of get that. It's very slow paced. The sliding, you just get stuck with your slide. You can't cancel it. You get shotgunned all the time. Man, yeah, this thing was not the best for anyone who enjoyed actually moving fast and expressing their skill in that way. That's for sure. Can't seem to find anyone. Where are they? Let's go up there. Okay, you didn't see that. Nobody saw that. That didn't happen. If I see any comments about that aim right there, you're being mean to me. But this map is definitely not one of the best Call of Duty maps of all time. It's very slow paced. There's not a whole lot going on here. That's a claymore. Okay, you're not getting me with that. Oh my god. There's a second claymore here. What do I do? What do I do? Panic. What? I don't understand. How am I losing that fight? What's my secondary on this? Oh my... A purple Desert Eagle. Ooh, look at that. That's actually really nice camo. That's the, like, second to last mastery camo in this game. Polyatomic. The last being Orion. Very nice looking camo. I'll give it that. Beams. Holy time to kill. Okay, that was like a 2-hit kill at that range. Insane. No, the slide, like, muscle memory. Not this time, sir. Unlucky. Get a reload in. Actually, wait, no. Oh my... You can't even cancel your reloads in this game, so it's got like this staged reloading mechanic where once you start a reload, you have to finish it. If you cancel it, your gun will continue reloading from that point as like a checkpoint forever until you finish the reload. It's very weird. It's obviously that focus on realism again. Like there, I didn't finish the reload, so I've got to finish it. That very weird thing to focus on for like the realism side of things. But we're getting into a groove now. We're getting some kills, feeling a bit better about ourselves. I don't know where I just got shot at from. Who cares? They've got absolutely no idea. That's a VTOL, and I'm running low on ammo, which is not ideal. Oh, come on. Finish the reload. No, that's going to get me killed. Oh, we're so lucky there. What's this guy doing? He's got no idea. Pick up that scavenger pack. Okay, I don't know if that guy's real or not, but we'll take the kill anyway. Oh, here we go. You can't jump around a corner there and surprise him, but we're going to anyway. That's lucky. Of course, you got last stand. On a bit of a streak here, advanced UAV. I am the reason for my team's comeback right now. We can do this. Talking about the camo grind on this game, it was incredibly easy. I feel like I remember, obviously the game before this was Vanguard, which was the hardest camo grind that has ever existed. So I think they took that feedback on board and made it, I mean, maybe too far the other direction, made it incredibly easy. It took an hour to get each gold, maybe 2 hours max if it was like a weapon with more levels. Some guns in this game had 10 levels or so. A high-level weapon was 30 weapon levels, which is insane. I'm destroying these people out of nowhere. I don't know what just clicked, but we're doing well all of a sudden. So they got rid of one of the most boring parts of the camo grind of the weapon leveling. They made the challenges much easier rather than, you know, Modern Warfare 2019's 100 long shots with the ARs. In this game, it was like 40 kills you needed. You did have to get long shots on basically every gun in this game as the polyatomic camo challenge. No, was it the forged camo challenge, the platinum equivalent? So you did need quite a lot of long shots in this game, to be fair, but nowhere near as many as you needed in previous Call of Duty games. And for some reason, I feel like I have good memories of most of the maps in this game. Definitely not this one. This is clearly on the slower end of things. There's a lot of time for me to just be yapping and chatting nonsense rather than shooting enemies and fighting and failing to cancel my stupid reload. But yeah, I've got some really good memories of maps. Like the Valderis Museum I thought was a pretty good map. Not for Team Deathmatch, to be fair. Mostly for like objective game modes. But I liked that map. I liked Mercado. Oh, that's a throwing knife, not a grenade. I liked Mercado Las Almas. That was a very good map as well. That doesn't feel like a controversial take, but I have a feeling some people might strongly disagree with what I just said. The game's pretty close, though. We have had quite a comeback. I feel like it's definitely up to me to close this gap even further, which apparently I'm not capable of doing. Boom, headshot, let's go. The polyatomic camo challenge in this game, so the final one you need to do with each gun is just headshots. So a pretty fun way to finish your camo grind on each gun. A little bit inconsequential for me, though. Like, oh my god, leave me alone with these traps. I definitely prefer finishing guns with bloodthirsties, just because there's a bit more on the line. Like, if you get 4 kills in a row and then die, it's frustrating. You don't get progress. Whereas headshots, you could die 30 times in a row and then get 1 headshot and you finish the gun. It's just a little bit less exciting for me. No, unfortunately, we do lose the game. Not too surprising. But let's get that tier list back up on screen. So this game, honestly, that was a lot of fun. Maybe not the best map as an example for what you can get on this game. I had a good time. There are some major issues with this game, like the charging up perks, which I didn't even address. But that system is just dumb. I don't know why you have to wait to get your good perks. Ultimately, there's enough people for you to play this game. If you wanted to do the camo grind, you can find matches of hardcore in this, like I found in my most recent video. And if you like Modern Warfare games, then you might enjoy this one. So I'm going to put Modern Warfare 2 This could be the hot take of the video, but it's going into B tier. So now let's move on to the next game, which is Modern Warfare 2.5, aka Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 was all about fixing the problems from Modern Warfare 2. It brought back classic features like enemies shooting unsuppressed weapons would show up on the minimap, the health was increased slightly for a longer time to kill, and there was faster movement across the board. The multiplayer leaned heavily on nostalgia, launching with remastered maps from the original Modern Warfare 2. Which, by the way, I fucking loved. This COD also had probably the best post-release treatment of any COD game, introducing crazy-looking prestige camos 6 months after release. Alongside that, there were tons of maps and unique weapons introduced throughout the year. There was actually also a pretty major system in this game that was new to Call of Duty, which I'd completely forgotten about until I saw it just now. Oh my god, the gear system in this game. I completely forgot about this, like the vest system. So basically what this is, for anyone that doesn't know who hasn't played this game, it's a really cool way of balancing how the perks work in this game. So you'd choose your vest, which comes with its own unique set of like benefits. So like, look at this, the CCT comms vest. Look at all that information there. There is a lot going on, which I'm not going to go through all of these. But basically this would decide what tacticals, lethals, field upgrades, and perk slots you were allowed to use. So if you look just below, we're not allowed to use a lethal with this, but we can use 1 tactical, a field upgrade, and 4 perks alongside this. Whereas if we move over to the overkill, for example, we can now use a lethal, but we can't use a fourth gear slot, sorry. And if you want to go crazy, like this compression carrier, you can't use a field upgrade at all or a 4th gear slot. And at the time, I didn't even like think of this as a big deal, but I really do quite like this system because now you have like more control over which perks you have, what your benefits are, what playstyle you want to fit into, and it's just a much more in-depth, but not like pointlessly in-depth system. So, you know, you choose your gloves, which would give you sleight of hand or let you throw things further, things that make sense that you'd be doing with your hands. You've got sneakers, which would give you your dead silence, or what else, I don't even know, probably lightweight. Tactical pads let you slide cancel or something, or slide cancel better. Man, the perk system in this game was actually really cool. I think this might be one of the most overlooked and not talked about features in Modern Warfare 3. This is awesome. What isn't awesome though is still up in that top right corner. No classic prestige again. I insta-voted for Karachi there. I just see a Modern Warfare 2 map. I'm clicking on it. I want to play it. There's actually quite a few low-level people in this game as well, which is interesting. Let me just hide my camera. There's a lot of people in this lobby who are new to this game. That's a really good sign. People are still like buying this game and playing it fresh. And we are on that MCW hype. This is like one of the best assault rifles in the game, if I remember correctly. At least it was the ranked assault rifle. And this is Interstellar camo. Looks pretty nice. This camo grind was easier than Modern Warfare 2, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure this camo grind was even quicker than that one, which is insane to say. I feel very fast in this game, though. Like, look at me go. I am zooming. Where are the enemies, though? I'm supposed to have come across someone by now. Like, how is there nobody up on this roof? How is there nobody down here? How is there nobody in the middle? What is this? Oh, nice. There's a kill. Okay, finally, we're on the board. First bullet's fired. Second bullet's fired. Let's go. Oh, no, you don't. Ooh, this is feeling clean. I don't like the game audio on this, though. Like, I feel as though the weapons just sound weird. But, you know, that's obviously not the most relevant thing in the world. It would be nice if they sounded as good as Modern Warfare 2019 and looked as, like, convincing as that game. What are you doing down there? But, you know, if there's got to be something bad about a Call of Duty game, I'm fine with it being purely cosmetic, essentially. And I feel like this is quite a sweaty class I'm using right now. We've got trophy systems. We've got the best AR in the game, or at least one of them. We're here to not mess around, unlike his set. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. Triple kill, thank you. On a bit of a streak. Imagine if I got a nuke in this video. That'd be insane. Instant S tier game if that happens. He's also clueless. That's a 10 streak. Oh, don't kill me. Yeah, the mantle speed on this game is crazy quick. I don't know if that's some gear that I'm using or perk slot. Oh. Brother, I saw his laser. Why have you not even moved? I saw his laser and he just didn't. I don't even know how I survived that. Let's call in this advanced UAV and try and get a real gun off one of these people. Please, SCG-44. What? How is that in this game? That's a Cold War gun. Feels nice though. Okay, let's go. We're gaming. We're gaming right now. Don't hit it. Thank you. Oh my god, let's go. What's that? 19 streak. My heart's racing a little bit now. Oh, okay. Don't throw it. Don't throw it. Just reposition. Be smart. We've got that advance still going. I don't know if that was actually a smart push or not. It's the push I went with and I die. What was that? A 23 or 24? I don't even know. I'm pretty sure a nuke in this game is on 25 as well. I don't think it's a 30 streak. Maybe I'm wrong. No, what a throw. The score is 45-11 though. It's safe to say I'm probably against the new player team, which, you know, is fun for me, but maybe not so fun for them. But anyway, in terms of how this game is feeling, yeah, the maps are absolutely S tier. A lot of the original Modern Warfare 2 maps are so good, and I'm not just saying that from like nostalgia speaking. I genuinely do believe that. I think the Modern Warfare 2 maps are a perfect blend of the 3-lane approach, decent sizes as well. Brother, you almost died there. Decent size maps where you've got enough room to flank and also enough room to constantly find chaos if you do want to find it. That guy is lost. And yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of the new maps they introduced with this game were also fairly decent. So yeah, this game is honestly just so good. I want to say the P word of perfection, but I think that's a little bit too far. If this game had classic prestige, maybe I would use that word, but it's definitely not a perfect COD. I am aware that there's also some like severe bugs that people are able to abuse these days where they can get like god weapons, like an RPG that fires burst fire rockets. There's some pretty serious things that people can abuse, which does ruin the game. But you know, I think they are few and far between. You're not going to come across too many of them. Another thing at the time was something I didn't really care about and actually didn't think was a good thing when this game released, but looking back, it is really cool for the longevity of the game. So when they released this game, they actually carried forwards all of the all of the guns from the previous game, from Modern Warfare 2, the 2022 version. All of your guns carried over and were like fully leveled, and everything, all the progress you'd made on them in the previous game were kept in this one. Which, yeah, at the time it felt like, why would you ever use them? Like, use the new guns, because they were also like severely underpowered. But as the game has gone on, they have buffed them, so they are now competitive with Modern Warfare 3 guns, which is really cool. And yeah, like it basically gives you 2 camo grinds to progress in one game, which you cannot get in any other Call of Duty. You could do 2 mastery camo grinds in one game, which is just crazy. The value for money, if you bought this game in 2026, is insane. You have so much to do, and yeah, there's enough players for you to actually be able to do it. You can find lots of different game modes. The queue times don't take long, so yeah, genuinely, I like this game a lot. Anyway, it might come as a shock, but we won that game 100-55. That is quite depressing for the enemy team. I feel bad, quite frankly. But let's get the tier list up on screen. Genuinely, I think this game, as far as modern Call of Duties go, and in terms of actually playable multiplayer games, this is almost perfect. The only thing stopping this game being a 10 out of 10 for me is the fact it is not classic prestige. It is, again, the Modern Warfare 2019 system where it's just lots of levels that don't really get you anything. So with that being said, I am going to put this game into the S tier, and I think there is no doubt about that. So let's move on to the next one. Black Ops 6. This game pushed Call of Duty movement further than ever with its new Omni movement system. Essentially, you could now sprint, dive, and be prone in all directions. This led to multiplayer becoming faster, smoother, more fluid, bringing back that classic, again, arcade feel, while simultaneously raising the skill ceiling. Maps were designed to heavily favor constant engagement over tactical gameplay, which is corporate speak for the maps were fucking tiny. But the best thing about this game, classic prestige was back. Let's go. This gave a longer-term sense of progression, and fun community challenges like the race to prestige reappeared. However, the biggest criticisms of this game stemmed from the horrendous collabs and the fact the game seemed to become less stable in terms of major bugs with every major update. But still, for many players, this game was a step in the right direction compared to the previous few years. Just making an LC10 class for this, and I was reminded of one thing that I really don't like about the direction they've taken the gunsmithing COD games, and my camera's in the way again, so let me just remove that. But if you look, basically none of the attachments in this game have any cons, and this was a change they made that I disagree with, because it means that there's basically no build variety. There's no uniqueness to any of your builds. It just lets you make a laser beam gun on pretty much every gun for free, which, yeah, kind of just removes the point of the gunsmith, in my opinion. Obviously, in Modern Warfare 2019, like, you could legitimately make some horrendous builds with the attachments you put on your stuff if you had too many cons there. But I kind of liked that, like, actually having to weigh up the pros and cons of attachments, yeah, whereas now it's you just put on attachments because they're all good and they just make your gun perfect. Am I the only one that thinks that way? I don't know. Let's go. LC10. Dark Spine camo. Look at that. One of my favorite camos of all time. I know some people disagree with me, but you're wrong. What camo have I got on my secondary, actually? Abyss on the Siren. Oh, baby. This gun brings back some funny memories from the RNG Camo Mastery series, that is for sure. If you know, you're a real OG of the channel. And you're dead. So the time to kill on this game is definitely immediately feeling much longer than Modern Warfare 3. I'm not even sure that's actually true, though. I feel like they're the same time to kills. Maybe this is slightly higher, though. I don't know. Wow, okay, well, he just destroyed me there. Yeah, so we got Omni movement in this game, and it actually feels kind of smooth. Personally, I don't think Omni movement is necessary in COD. I think it was a cool innovation that they tried, and obviously it's in Black Ops 7 as well. But I think it was a cool innovation that they tried, but I just prefer COD games without Omni movement. I don't dislike it. I just don't think it really adds anything to the game, per se. Oh, God, please don't kill me, thank you. Oh, the 3Bs. Sit down. He's still got it. I'm not that washed up. Oh, yeah, you had in this game also a dedicated melee, which apparently is a hand. Nice to meet you all. Can I shake your hand with the inspect? Or we can give a clap. There we go. Beautiful. But yeah, that's the dark matter on this game. Looks kind of cool, to be fair. The camo grind in this game was pretty decent. It was, again, on the easier side. I think slightly harder than Modern Warfare 3. I can't remember specifically, though. There was that one season, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle season, where they introduced, I think, 5 melee weapons to the game, all of which I got all the way up to Dark Matter. I hated that season. I don't think it's surprising to say. Getting 5 melee weapons in this game to Dark Matter was no joke, because on this game, you had to get 3 Bloodthirsties and like 5 triple kills or something. Or was it 10? No, it can't have been 10 Bloodthirsties. Basically, you had to get Bloodthirsties and triple kills on the melees on this game, and some of those melees required 2 hits to kill enemies and weren't even like good. I remember that season being miserable. But other than that, the camo grind was pretty solid. You can entirely skip melees if you want to do the camo grind in 2026, because you just need to get X number of guns done before you can like actually get onto the dark matter challenges and so on. You don't have to worry about getting them done per category. So yeah, it's a pretty free camo grind, not too bad at all. Obviously, you want to challenge yourself, do the melee weapons, but I doubt many people do want to put themselves through that kind of pain. But this LC10 is feeling naughty. Just look at that. And I will say, this game is actually feeling better than I remember it. I was going into this with fairly negative expectations, I'm not going to lie. Just remembering all the bugs from every single update that they introduced. Remembering all the collabs that were just so cringe, to be honest. There was a lot about this game that I have some fairly negative memories about. But, you know, playing it right now makes me happy. And I just used my Sleeper Agent there and it didn't go off. Okay, nice, let's go. Sleeper Agent is one of my favorite things that has ever been added to any Call of Duty ever. The fact I now appear as though I'm on their team. He sees right through it, but that's not the point. I appear as though I'm on their team. I can hear their voice comms if they were talking in game. Man, Sleeper Agent is just the funniest field upgrade of all time. And that actually reminds me, talking about like rogue field upgrades, this Call of Duty is the one that like introduced the Mastery Badge system. And I really like that system. Basically, it encouraged you to use all different streaks and equipment and field upgrades and guns that you wouldn't normally use to try and unlock these badges. And I really like that system because normally I pretty much just stick on UAV, counter UAV, and advanced UAV. Of course, I get stuck again. Of course I do. So I normally just pick some streaks, pick some equipment that I will stick with for pretty much the entire duration of a COD, unless I specifically want to change it for whatever reason. But the Mastery Badge system made me experiment. It made me have a good time. Like, I was using RCXDs, which I would never normally use. And it's just funny using RCXDs. I had a good time using them. And that was purely because of the Mastery Badge system. So I think it's a great system. And I was very, very happy when I saw it introduced in this game. Can we get a final kill Tomahawk? That's the question. No, that's not the final kill. Where are they? Bang! No, I choke. Let's just kill him anyway. We take another win. It's too easy. All right, bring up the tier list, Mr. Editor. Legend, by the way. There was a lot wrong with Black Ops 6 during its life cycle. On launch, I stand by. This was a pretty good COD. But yeah, it did get worse as time went on. But playing it right now, I think it's pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. It's way better than I was expecting. I was 100% going into this expecting to put it into C tier. But honestly, I think this is a B tier Call of Duty. I am genuinely surprised I have said that. But anyway, let's move on to the final Call of Duty game in today's video, Black Ops 7. This game built directly on the foundation of Black Ops 6, keeping its fast-paced movement and fluid gameplay. Multiplayer remained focused on quick engagements and strong map flow, but the biggest criticism was that this game felt suspiciously familiar. Many players felt it didn't innovate enough, essentially seeing this as a repeat of the recent Modern Warfare 3/Modern Warfare 2 drama, where the game just felt like an expansion on the previous one with the same premium price tag. One of the best things about this game is the weapon prestige system though, allowing players to have an almost endless grind to work on with some actually really cool camo rewards that can be universally used on any gun in any game mode. This may well be the newest COD game right now, but does that make it the best to play in 2026? A very minor thing, but I absolutely hate the fact that the custom classes is like a horizontal menu. Why does that change need to be made? It's just so annoying and not user-friendly. But yeah, again, this game had the approach that your weapon builds are basically completely brainless to make. There's no real cons to using any of the attachments in the game. You can make a laser beam for absolutely no cost. And this game did indeed have classic prestiging, which is phenomenal. That queue time was pretty much instant, which I'm actually kind of surprised about. I thought it would take a little bit longer than that. Whatever, let's get going. But a Fate Team Deathmatch is going to be a fast-paced, chaotic one, and it sounds like it's in progress. Okay, we'll just run this Dravek setup. It's a small map, so SMG makes sense. Immediately, the Omni movement on this game feels so much different to Black Ops 6. In that game, the Omni movement kind of felt natural, like it wasn't crazy, whereas this, it genuinely feels as though my character's on ice. I feel like I'm going crazy, but yeah, the Omni movement in this game definitely feels considerably different. Of course, there's wall jumping in this game, which adds another layer of like movement skill, but I feel like a lot of people don't enjoy the wall jumping. They don't enjoy the Omni movement. It just adds too much to Call of Duty. But just look at the like movement speed of my character. It's crazy. Oh, I can't do anything there, damn it. How are you not dead through that wall there? How are you not dead? But anyway, the camo grind on this game was incredibly easy. I would argue way too easy. You needed to get only 80 headshots on every gun in the game compared to Black Ops 6's 100 headshots on like every gun. So they basically made this camo grind 20% faster, and it was already a fairly quick camo grind last year. Again, I said it was a good level, but making it quicker made it a little bit too quick. Oh my god, almost got stuck again there. He's going to be ready. He's going to kill me. He's not. He is going to kill me because I thought I'd killed him and I stopped shooting. What am I doing? To be fair, having an easier camo grind in multiplayer makes sense because there were 4 mastery camo grinds to get done in this game. There was campaign, zombies, multiplayer, and Warzone. Having long camo grinds for all of them might have been a little bit too much. Oh yeah, there's invisibility in this game. Not as good as Sleeper Agent, absolutely not, but still pretty funny. What is going on? You saw I was like fairly good at the other COD games, right? I was doing pretty well in every match. I jump on this, 0 chance against anyone in any gunfight. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm just not having a good time. I'm just getting destroyed and it's not that fun, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god, that aim. Come on, man. You're invisible. I still can't kill him. God damn. I'm getting absolutely destroyed this game. It's insane. I'm not gonna like try and let it affect my ranking too much though, because you know this could just be that one-off god lobby where I'm getting destroyed. Okay, well, unsurprisingly, we have lost that match. We got pretty slammed. Bring up the tier list, I guess. So I do want to say, I think Black Ops 7 is the game Black Ops 6 should have been. I genuinely think if they'd have not ever released Black Ops 6, taken an extra year of the Modern Warfare 3 development cycle, because that game was so good, especially post-release, if they'd have just spent another year of like supporting that game, perfected this game, basically released this as it is, because you've got so many cool camos to work towards. The weapon prestige stuff is really good, and a lot of the systems and like the maps are decent on this game as well. They're not phenomenal, but they're good enough. They're better than Black Ops 6. I think if they'd have just, pretended Black Ops 6 didn't exist and released this game, it would have done so much better than it did this year. Another thing worth mentioning about this game in terms of ranking it and whether to play it in 2026 is this is obviously the current COD, so it is receiving the most updates, it's receiving the most support in terms of fixing game-breaking bugs like the ones in Modern Warfare 3 where enemies can use god weapons. Cheaters also do get punished in this game. Sure, they still exist, but there's not as many of them compared to other previous Call of Duty games now that obviously the devs just don't care about, so they don't police any cheating whatsoever. And of course, this game does have ranked play if that's something you care about. So with all that being said, I think personally I would probably put this game B tier, but looking past the fact that I don't necessarily enjoy Omni movement, that I don't necessarily like Treyarch games as much as I like Modern Warfare games, I do think Black Ops 7 is an A-tier game. And that leaves us with the final tier list right there. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. I genuinely think Modern Warfare 3 is a step above everything else that's available right now. And if you were thinking of going back to play any of the games I've covered in this video, and were maybe considering doing the camo grinds, but aren't sure if it's even still possible to complete them, then don't worry. I've recently been back to a ton of old COD games to test whether their camo grinds are still possible. Check out the playlist on screen right now to see what I've found so far, or the YouTube algorithm thinks you'll enjoy the video just below me down there. It's probably right, so go check it out.